How can I, 50F, make it up to my daughter, 13F? At the start of the year, I booked a 5-day break in August at a caravan park for myself and my daughter. I'm a single parent and even though I work, we live pretty much on the breadline. There's never any money to do fun stuff or have holidays or days out. But stupidly I was feeling optimistic about this year and I really wanted my daughter to have something fun to do in the summer holidays. Usually all her friends go on holidays abroad during the summer and now that my daughter is 13, she is becoming increasingly aware that our financial situation is vastly different to that of her friends, and I just wanted to give her something fun to look forward to. Long story short, with the cost of everything increasing in April etc., I've been even worse off than before, and I never managed to pay off the holiday. I've had to cancel the booking and I've lost the £100 I did manage to pay towards it. Telling my daughter we're not going away was horrible. I know it wasn't a fancy holiday abroad, but she had been really excited about it. She didn't kick off, get mad or sulk, she just accepted it and, to be honest, this is making me feel even worse, because it's as if she knows we can never have nice things or do fun stuff. I am absolutely racked with guilt. I feel like I built her hopes up then snatched them away. Every time I look at her I just feel like crying. She's basically hidden herself away in room since I told her, but the other day I overheard her chatting to one of her friends on the phone and she acting like the holiday is still going ahead. I know she's just trying to save face with her friends, but I feel so awful. So we have 6 weeks stretching before us and nothing planned while all her friends will be going away. I know people might suggest having a few day trips instead, but honestly I can't even afford to do that. How can I stop feeling so guilty? How do I make it up to her and repair our relationship? You could plan some days out, doesn't have to be expensive. Picnic in the park, city farm if she's into animals, helping out with an animal rescue charity, etc. Look for 2-for-1 deals on entry to theme parks. Is there any way you could get a higher paying job or supplement your income in other ways? Does her father contribute? If not, why not? Consider applying for child support from him. Don't be too proud to look at food banks or charities in your area who could support you. A tad cheesy, but build a blanket fort and have a sleepover. I'm sorry we weren't able to go away this year. I know it's not the same, but I thought we could go camping in the living room? And then snacks, a good film. No bedtime, you'd probably have a really nice bonding evening. You can just spend time together and it doesn't have to be big. Something you both enjoy, and make them count. I think deep down she understands. Give her time. She's very lucky to have you as a mother. Single mom here and I learned this lesson the hard way, too. Now I surprise my kids with fun things by telling them when we are basically on the way there. Broken promises are just too hard even when it is not our fault. Aren't there charities that help with this sort of thing? I know this must be hard for both of you, but you being a loving mom is what you will remember. Just love her. You can only do what you can do, and you can't have everything. But I would talk to her about it. Would think about explaining finances and asking her what decision she would have made. By her giving an answer, you don't have to and she can't not accept her explanation. It's hers. That avoids endless moping, whining, complaining to others and will let her move on from the disappointment. My boyfriend, 22M, is upset I, 22F, want to leave his family's house and plans to dump me for it. Am I bad? So, I started dating him in August 8th and he started to ask me to move in after 2 weeks. I was stuck with love and decided to accept. When I started, it went well until I had job issues happening. When I saw an opportunity to work close to my family at the time, I decided to do it so I could see my dogs and cats since they don't want female animals. Instead, they lashed out at me, threw slurs at me and flipped me off. I was upset and wanted to leave badly, even if he wasn't going with me. Instead, I accepted their offer and said I would only accept it if you gave the help my family would do for me. Instead, they hadn't kept their promise and have been more yelling and getting me more scared to be outside. I told him I wanted to leave badly recently and he guilt-tripped, saying that if I do, he won't have anyone to look forward to and care about. Said that he'll never forgive me and want nothing to do with me cause I'm a monster. He even went far and started saying how he should have died on New Year's and even saying how nobody should have helped him. Am I horrible that I want to leave his family's place? I was forced to because they said I would be sued for violating a contract that I never signed and the only people who agreed to putting me on is his family. My family is so worried about me and the vehicle. The vehicle is close to breaking apart and needs fixed, but his family doesn't care cause it has its insurance covered and isn't expired. And wants me back home safely without issues, but I know I can't leave cause his family has my car keys cause my boyfriend said to accept whatever she asks. The main thing is, am I being horrible and a monster for leaving? He made me out as one multiple times when I got upset and just puts blame on me while making him look better. Go home. Like, ma'am, you're 22. You're gonna kiss a lot of frogs who you think are princes. This guy isn't a prince. He's just manipulating you into staying somewhere you don't want to be. Don't ever give up your peace, for a man. A good partner would elevate your life in all aspects, not willingly make it worse. Also, moving in after 2 weeks is a very stupid thing to do, and now you know why. Get out, now. Even if it's without the car keys. Go back to your family, they care about you and love you. Love isn't abusive, but your boyfriend is, and is letting his family emotionally abuse you too. Get as much as your stuff as you can and run. If you can get the keys cause you need to drive somewhere, even better. If not, with your parents' support and backing, you could report it to the police as theft. His family refused to give you your property back. Run, please. Run now, call your dad and anyone you can to help you move out. This is a very dangerous and toxic situation. You need to move out yesterday and dump your controlling boyfriend and his toxic family. This is exactly what you would expect to happen when you move in with a stranger within 2 weeks of knowing them. Real life is not the movies. This is not The Bachelor. At least now you know. You've known him for less than a month and his family has your car keys? Info. Why? The car being unsafe to drive doesn't explain it enough. Why would these people who barely know you, who you say don't seem to like you, want to keep your vehicle from you? My brother, 27M, is asking his girlfriend, 24F, to give up reading smut. Is it fair? My brother and I talk semi-regularly. We're pretty open with each other, so sometimes he comes to me to talk about his relationships. Him and his girlfriend had a conversation about relationship boundaries, and he said one of the boundaries his girlfriend set is that she's uncomfortable if her partner watches porn. My brother told her he understands. IDK what happens after that. He didn't go into details, but then he fast forwards to weeks later and he found out that his girlfriend would sometimes read smutty fanfiction even when they're hanging out together. Don't ask me how he found out because he didn't tell me. He then told her that made him uncomfortable. He brought up how he understood when she told him she's uncomfy if her partners watch porn. So he wanted her to also respect his boundaries and stop reading smut. But he told me she just kept being defensive and repeated it's not the same thing. He asked me what I thought about this whole scenario, and I am honestly on the fence. Because I think both of them are valid in this scenario. What do you guys think? Anyone can stop dating anyone for any reason. My advice to them would be to keep private things private and stop monitoring each other unless there's an actual problem in the relationship. My opinion about fairness is a matter of degree. Lol would love to know what this smut is. What's the title of the book? She has her boundaries and he has his. If he respects her boundaries, she should do the same. I think his reasoning is valid. My response is completely determined by what she is reading. Is she reading porn with the purpose of getting off? Then yes, it is basically the same thing. Is she reading a spicy book that has romance in it? Then no, it's not the same. It's just a book that has spicy scenes in it. The intent and purpose of reading it is the key here. It's not the same thing. Most women who are reading smut currently are not reading actual smut. They term it that jokingly. It's normally a fully fleshed out book that happens to have 1-2 sex scenes. Maybe 15 out of 350 pages total have sex. That is completely different from watching strangers have graphic sex, where the whole point is the graphic sex. The proportion of a porn video that is porn is 100%. The proportion of a smut book that has women-centered sex descriptions is 4-5% of the total book. It's the equivalent of a movie where sex isn't the point, but there's still a good sex scene tossed in there somewhere. Is he going to stop watching all movies? Their relationship sounds tit for tat unhealthy and like they are focused on inventing rules for behavior for some terrifying concept of safeness that is really just about control. Fair is for children. Balanced, reciprocal, mutual, respectful, deep listening, deeply considering where someone else is coming from, etc. is for adults. My partner, M26, does not take his hygiene seriously and I, F27, am repulsed by it. Hello there. I don't know exactly where to start. I, F27, have been together with my partner, M26, for almost 5 years. I love him very much, but his lack of hygiene bothers me. It was not this bad when we first met, but it's as if he just does not bother anymore. It starts with brushing his teeth. He has a lot of problems with dental hygiene. He has a medical reason behind it, but he doesn't really take it seriously either. I mean, when I have problems I usually take more care of it, don't I? He drinks a lot of soft drinks like Coke, Sprite or similar, and I have to remind him to brush his teeth. We don't live together, but I find it even worse when I think that he probably doesn't pay any attention to his hygiene when he's not with me. Dental hygiene is not the only problem. We hardly ever have sex anymore, and that's because of me. I feel repulsed even though I love him very much. It's as if my body is refusing. I've often had bladder infections after sex, and I know it's because of him. He doesn't wash his hands when he's been somewhere, then grabs his thing, and before sex he just doesn't wash at all. We only have sex in the shower, but even then I just don't feel good. I really love him a lot and feel so incredibly bad that I just don't feel like having sex anymore. He's a great guy, he treats me well and all, but his hygiene is so bad. I've mentioned it several times before. I've also told him that the bladder infections are due to him. He apologized and was fine for 2 weeks and then it started again. I'm not his mother and it upsets me that he doesn't take it to heart. I don't want to have to say it over and over again. It's about his health and he doesn't seem to care. How can I make him realize that something has to change? I don't want to lose him, but I want him to change something. And not just for 2 weeks. Girl, please respect yourself enough to leave this crusty ass loser and go find a man who is happy to be squeaky clean. He's not going to change. Either accept it or move on. Okay, so firstly, regardless of the reason, this sucks. He's tanking his relationship because he's not doing the minimum to care for his body, health. I think you've been clear with him, and I'm wondering why he's not able to meet this very reasonable social expectation. Secondly, what the heck is going on with him? You said he wasn't always this way. Is he otherwise behaving normally and this is the only change? How long has this been happening? Is he working? It's wild to think he's not showering or brushing his teeth, and showing up to work that way. Is he socializing? I get the nagging feeling that he's depressed or otherwise struggling with something, because this definitely isn't normal. Why does the bar seem to get lower every day? Ladies, basic hygiene should be a given. It should be a breakup-able offense. It's such a low bar. Tell him no physical contact until he shows a pattern of being able to keep up with his hygiene. 2 months minimum to prove he can keep it up. If he doesn't after that, then no more physical contact. Or just break up with a man who doesn't care that he's causing you to get UTIs. You have explained to him that his lack of hygiene is physically harming you. Still he does not change, not really. It is not much more you can do. So you have to decide, can you live with this? I just know that I could not.